Before the modern world could build, trade, or ship anything with accuracy, it had to learn how to weigh things precisely. And that required a new kind of balance, one devised by a man who forged iron, and then forged fairness. This is Inventing America, the podcast about inventors who changed the world without changing the headlines. Today's episode is about a man whose simple invention, often taken for granted, became the gold standard for industry, commerce, and logistics. This is the scale maker. Thaddeus Fairbanks was born in 1796 in Brimfield, Massachusetts, and later settled in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. He came from a family of blacksmiths and mechanics and worked as a wagon maker, mechanic, and eventually co-founder of E&T Fairbanks and Company with his brother Erastus. He had an entrepreneurial mind, but also a persistent problem: how to weigh large loads, quickly and accurately. In the early 19th century, most scales were beam-based. You had to hang a load from hooks or chains, which was time-consuming and inaccurate, especially for bulky freight. Fairbanks believed weight should be measured where the item already sat, on the ground. And so, he began experimenting. In 1830, Thaddeus Fairbanks invented the platform scale, a system of levers and pivots that allowed heavy goods to be placed directly on a platform, where their weight could be read from a dial or balance arm. No more suspending barrels or hoisting crates. It was faster, safer, and more precise. His scale became essential for railroads, mills and factories, shipping companies, as well as warehouses and general stores. The platform scale was one of the first standardized measurement tools used across industries in the United States. It was also one of the first products in American history to be mass-produced and exported globally. Fairbanks Company grew rapidly. By the 1850s, E&T Fairbanks and Company had factories across the U.S. and even in Europe and Asia. Their name became synonymous with trust. A Fairbanks scale was more than a device. It was a statement. This business values precision. Fairbanks earned more than 40 patents, including improvements to heating systems and machinery, but it was the platform scale that defined his legacy. When international trade needed fairness, his scale delivered. When commerce needed consistency, his scale provided it. Thaddeus Fairbanks died in 1886. His name lived on in iron casings, warehouse floors, and shipping docks around the world. His innovation brought accuracy to an era before data, trust to an age before digital proof. And while his invention wasn't flashy, it made everything else run more smoothly, from agriculture and mining to railroads and retail. Today, digital sensors may have replaced the iron levers, but the logic remains the same. We still build on Fairbanks' principle. You can't move forward until you know what something's worth. Thanks for listening to Inventing America. If this story measured up, share it, and help us balance the scales toward independent media. Next time we bring you the blacksmith who harpooned an entire industry with a design he never patented. That is the true story of the whaler who stayed on shore.